Good evening, my friends, and welcome back to the latest episode of Opus Magnum. Thank you very much for Justy in the chat for pointing out that I was muted for the first run-through of that introduction, as you can see in the chat on the left-hand side of the screen there. Last time out, we finished Production Alchemy. Production Alchemy all done. Final boss of the game complete? Question mark. We're now into the journal, right? And we've done volume 1 of the journal. Tick, 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 tick. Now we're into volume 2. And we're going to see how far we get in today's session. As mentioned previously, first 5 chatters in the stream are going to get a gifted sub from yours truly as a celebration of hitting 100 subscribers on YouTube. And we're so close to 100 followers on Twitch now. 97 we're up to on Twitch, which is really excellent, and far more people than I thought would be interested in actually listening to me play video games. So there we go. Right. Today, we're trying to make something really horrendous. Now these, thankfully, unlike Production Alchemy, we're not limited on space. But let's see where we're going to start. So we've got 3 Vitae. We've got a Van Berlo's wheel, which obviously needs to be paired with one of those. And how much of what are we trying to build? That's interesting actually, isn't it? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I like it. Yeah, I like it. So we've got 5 salts, we need 10 not salts, and we need 3 of these. And what we're going to do is we're going to build 3 lots of this component here, and then put the final... I can never remember which one's which actually. We've got water, air, fire, earth. That's earth, isn't it? So we'll then put the final earth in the middle. Okie dokie. I've kind of got to like warm up my brain into doing something. We could take this and pass it straight over here, turning both of those green. Pretty sure, right? Because if we do something like that and something like that, and take number 2 and go grab minus, 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 yeah, and that would be a kind of neat way to get those greens. Oh, I've just seen a real spicy option, right? Because that can be the middle. So we spin that through here. Kind of like that. So the problem is we can't actually turn that green. Yeah. It would almost be amazing, except for the... Oh no, we can turn that green. We can turn that green. That is definitely something that can work. Alright. So what we're going to do then is we're going to grab this, move it round here, and then round here, spin it on this, and then move it back to here. Meanwhile, that's moved here, and we're going to link it, spin the whole thing, link, link, and then just finish it off with some of these up the top. Something like that. That's the plan. So let's start with a piston arm. Seems like an incredibly sensible thing to start with. It's going to need to go at least to there, so 1. Probably just to there will be adequate, right? So we could start it like that. The problem is we can't have a track running underneath something like this, so I think we just grab hang on. If we do it like that instead, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. So I think we want something like this. And then something where we can then go and grab that. Oh, but this actually needs to be like a little bit further down. Fine. And then that's going to go there and then come back and go up. Bonk, bonk, bonk. And then it can come out. The only problem is that as soon as it goes that far, a new one is going to appear right here. So actually maybe the best thing to do is going to be to grab something like it from here. Rotate, push, push. Yeah. So get rid of that. So 3. Grab it. Grab it, rotate, push, push. Get rid of all of that. Okay. Number 2 then. Kind of feel like what we want then is, I don't know, yeah, something like that, right? And we're going to take another arm, which is here. Now, number 4 could start here, couldn't it? Right? Drop, grab, in. Oh, that does matter actually, doesn't it? Because Van Berlo's wheel only will change a salt atom into something else. So actually it does need to come back correctly. So let's bring it back. Maybe I'm doing this the wrong way around. Maybe I should just be trying to maybe I should just be trying to spin this through here, or move number, or have number 3 going on a track. Probably makes more sense. So yeah, try this here and instead make an extra rotate. No. It's going to need to be an extra rotate and a pivot. And those need to be the other way around. Oh my! Today is not my day. Right. what we're going to do instead, yeah. Move it to there, and then add an extra rotate, and then it's like well out the way. Yeah, because that means we can also just move it in one. Do one up here. Yeah. Yeah, and then come back, and then it just needs to rotate, right? So at this point, number one, you're going to rotate twice. And after it comes out, you're going to pivot it once. Great. Beautiful. Beautiful. And now you're on your way, right? Because you're going to rotate twice this way, but meanwhile, this thing's going to like disappear off. So number three, we sort of want you on a track. So let's just move you away. Brilliant. So number two, meanwhile, so what we're going to want to do is we want this to be like linked here, and yeah, it kind of comes off this way, doesn't it? Kind of prefer it the other way around, but that's fine. So I think, no, it's going to need to be like that. This one might come back. But yeah, okay, so number two is going to sort of grab, and we're going to go minus minus at somewhat a similar time here, yeah? Oh, that looks nice. You've never watched this earlier, so you've no idea what I'm doing. Oh, sorry, Justy. Yeah, so to give you a bit of background, what we're building here is alchemical machines that will create chemical compounds. So this is the target of what we're trying to build. And what we've been given is one of these, one of these, and one of these. So what I'm trying to build at the moment, using this wheel, is we're creating the middle, and then I'm rotating that round against this water here, and that's creating this sort of three-spoke thing. This we're then going to run 3 times to get the 2 green spokes on each of these ends. And then we just need to attach 3 of these to each of these ends. And then we have the product that we're trying to build. But you do it with this set of instructions at the bottom, which... oh, speaking of which, actually, I should probably move my camera up slightly as well so you can actually see the full set of instructions. So we do it with these instructions at the bottom, and then you set it going, and it either builds the thing, and it has to build it on repeat as well. So it's got to keep going and keep going and keep... so the idea is that you're kind of building a production engine for creating a thing. So number 2 and number 3 are moving up, and number 2 has got the greens now. It's got the greens. So let's continue moving those up, and number 2 continues to go minus like this. So bing bang bong. Right, now... So this is very much end game content, right? Like this is after the main game and after the optional final level of the game. This is like, I'm fairly sure first time I played this game, this wasn't actually even in the game. I think this is something that's been added subsequently. Riven is much easier. It's different in a way, for sure. Like, with this game and games like it, like all of the Zachtronics games and games like Tomorrow Corporation, so Human Resource Machine and 7 Billion Humans, there is no puzzle. Like, you know exactly what you're trying to do. The puzzle is trying to create the solution. So there is no trying to work out what it is you're trying to solve. I have a feeling that we could let me think. This is currently in the correct orientation if that were that way round. Yeah, okay. So let's go back to here. If number 3 rotates 1, you need a bonding glyph like here, but number 2 could rotate into the bonding glyph, couldn't it? If you had the bonding glyph like there, for example. Okay. So number 3 needs to do a little rotate, and number 2 needs to do a rotate like that. Oh, that's really close, but it's not actually what I'm trying to do, because these are now in line with each other. And that's not it. You don't want to rotate it, you sort of want to pivot it into place, don't you? But then the Van Berlo's wheel is in the way. Okay, whole thing can move up 1. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Bought Riven when it came out, and I was awed and also felt stupid. Watched a couple of playthroughs since then, though. Yeah, there's nothing makes you feel sort of pretty good about yourself than watching someone else struggle with a game that you found alright, you know? Yeah, that's for sure. I'm sensing I kind of don't like those as a way to do that. It's like... or maybe we need to go... No, maybe we do bring it back again. And number 2 actually needs to start 1 lower. Bonk, right. If number 2 starts 1 lower and we put an extra minus in here... and it needs to go 1 earlier. And... or it needs to go 1 later and those need to go 1 earlier. No, that's not working now. Okay. Yeah, it needs to be something like that. Okay, so now... Yeah, so now number 3 could rotate. And number 2 needs to rotate in a contra direction. No, number 3 needs to rotate, number 2 needs to rotate that way. It's not right, it's not right. Number 2 doesn't need that one immediately. We need to rotate it that way and then pivot it the opposite direction. Oh, that one's not necessary. Yeah, fine. Okay. So, number 3 is going to do a rotate that way. And number 2... If number 2 does a rotate like that, they're going to bump into each other. If it does a rotate after number 3 has moved, then it's okay. Right. Good. That's what we need. That's very much exactly what we need. That can come back by 1 as well then, I think. Yeah, that can even come back by 1. Okay, right, we're getting there now, because after number 2 has done that, number 2 can reset. Why you do this to me? Oh, right, no, that's just number 3 being weird. Right. And now it's going to go off and it's going to get the next one. Meanwhile, number 3 just needs to rotate twice. Yeah. And then number 3 is going to need to rotate twice again. So after you... so no, don't reset it, actually. Repeat it. You're going to repeat it and repeat it. And then number 3 is just going to go and rotate there and there. And where does that then need to go? Okay, why haven't you released? Oh, it's because you're repeating without. Right. Fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Something like there and there. Yeah, okay. If we move it to there... Well, actually, we could then move it... You're going to rotate twice, you're going to go negative once and extend it. Can we rotate it that way instead? Oh, shoot, right, oh, the Van Berlo's wheel is just in the way anyway. So it's gonna need to extend another one up regardless. So we need all of that needs to move that way with another minus here and here. And then that needs to go here, and those need to move down one as well. It's sort of looking correct, isn't it? Okay. So you're repeating that one. You're going to repeat it again. Put an X out here. And then we've got, that's most of what we're trying to build. And then all we need to do is have added 3 of these as they come round. Which is fine to do if we were to put them there, right? So let's take... It's those two. So if we put a bonding glyph there, theoretically all we need to do is take a really long arm and just swing that in. Greetings from Alarmed. This is an autonomous and demilitarized group of islands, part of Finland. Oh, very nice, very nice. My sister-in-law spent a long time growing up in Finland. Yeah. Yeah, I've been to Finland a couple of times. Took the ferry over from Helsinki over to Tallinn. And yeah, it's nice. I like Helsinki. It's chill. It's chill vibes. Yeah, we went there for a graduation ceremony. It was many years ago now, though. Long time ago. But yeah. Do you know what? Now that I think about it, I can't actually remember. No, I don't think we were at someone's graduation ceremony. I think the graduation ceremonies were happening, like, in the town at the time. I think it just happened to be that weekend that we were there. Okay, so number 4, at some point, middle of the sea between Sweden and Finland. Oh, great. So that would be... Oh, no. Denmark's the other side of Sweden, isn't it? So, yeah, okay. I can sort of picture that. Cool. So how big an island, how big a series of islands are we talking about then? Are we talking like the, like Mallorca sort of size? Are we talking like Shetland Islands sort of size? How many people live on these? So let me think. If we go to here, so I reckon grab, rotate, reset. Yeah, that's looking pretty good, isn't it? That's looking pretty good. And so then you need to do something like here. Don't know, it's going to be something like that. Nah, a little bit later. Oh, well, we need another couple rotates, don't we? No, we can't rotate that again because it's putting an extra bond in the wrong place now. So no, we can't do that rotate, meaning that one has to be earlier, like here or something. Okay. Well, that's... Oh, it's pretty much it. It's pretty much it, except for the fact that right there, we've bonked it. So number 2... Yeah, I think with number 2, we want to move something like that. Maybe even like that. Okay, that should now do it, right? And that is the piece that we want. That is the piece that we want. So number 3 then, at some point after all that is done, basically there is going to just do a rotate and drop it in. Probably to there. That'll do quite nicely. Okay, excellent. Boom. So now we're pretty happy with what we've built. We then set it running and it's going to make 6 copies of this product. Oh, I moved it, but then I forgot to actually hit the reset button. Oh, and we need resets on all of these as well. Great, boom. So it goes off now and it starts building, and then it's just going to drop these products in over time. Yeah, 30,000 people, that's quite sizable. That's like, yeah. Like the village I live in has got like 5,000 people in it. But then again, I suppose for an island to be sustainable, you kind of got to have more people than would be in a village, right? And 30,000 is quite small. That's like, yeah. But then again, there's only something like 5.5 million people in Finland at all, right? It's quite a small population, if I recall correctly. Our cost pretty much in here. Dark Flow in the chat. Wanted to drop by to say hi. Sorry, won't be available today. Won't stop me from resubbing. Oh, thank you very much for the sub, Dark Flow. Thank you very much for the sub. Today, just as a reminder for everyone, every chatter, the first 5 chatters, because we're celebrating our 100 subscribers on YouTube, our first 5 chatters that aren't already subbed, because I can't gift subs to those, will get a gifted sub. But thank you very much for your subscription, Darkflow. It does mean a lot that you've resubbed for 4 months, a 4-month streak. That's amazing. Okay, so that is our first level. We're now on to Preservative Salt from Fontenelle et al. We are trying to build something that looks a bit like that, and we've got something that looks a bit like that, and one of those. And we don't have a Van Berlo's wheel this time. So the only sky we have access to is this. I think then probably what we're wanting to do is we knock a bond off here, and that gives us this curve. We knock this bond off, move it over, flip this around, and rebond it. Thanks very much, Dark. Thank you. I mean, hopefully we'll see you next week, or we'll see you in next Sunday or next Monday, hopefully. Okay. So let's start with probably just making a track, right? If we just grab this here, grab this here. Yeah, there are no easy levels anymore, no warm-up levels at all. So we're going to grab this, we're going to move it around this way. I would say what we want to do then is we can grab it from here. Like, something like this would sort of work. Oh, Justy demands, wear the ears. Okie dokie, well. The ears take a moment to attach. And you got to do it slightly lower than the camera line, right? Because you got to keep the mystery until the ears are ready. But, you know, you guys have got to use the channel points for something, right? Maybe I should put hydrate back on the list. It's the ears! Very fashionable. Very fashionable. Fizzy Elf, first time chatter, good evening to you. First time follower as well, thank you, sir. And as part of our celebration today, we are gifting subscriptions. So there is a 1 month subscription for you. I hope you're having a good evening. But yes, the ears. It was a gift for my wife. Unfortunately, they don't fit her headphones, so you guys get to enjoy them instead. So we're going to grab this item. We're going to pull it down. That's going to break this bond. I think if we then push it out one, flip it, this can grab, we bring it down here, or we bring it down like this, something like that. And then that's going to rebond this way. Hope you're having a good evening. Looking stylish. Well, I mean, you know. My sartorial expertise knows no limits, right? Have a great evening, Darkflow. Have a great evening. Right. Let's start drawing things up. So, grab it. We're going to do negative, negative, 1, 2. That'll put it to here. Number 2 is going to need to grab it immediately. Probably go minus and rotate it round that way, or bring it in or something like that. You're going negative, negative. You'll then want to go negative again. Out. And then rotate like that. It's going to be something like this. Yeah, so that's working. That's working fine, except for the fact that you did not grab. You grabbed once too late. Ah, and you've rebonded it. Okay. So no, instead of going negative, bring it back first. I like it. Yeah, this is roughly what we're trying to build, yeah? So go here, you're going to go negative. And then at this point, extend it. Good. So now, release that. So now we need to move on to the next station. Now these here, these two haven't been used at all yet, have they? No. So we could have our first bonding glyph right there. Yep. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And in terms of timings, we're going to need to spread those out a little bit because we need to have something that grabs and puts it here, but just to check, an arm which was placed here, or an arm which was placed here would be even better. And there is space to put an arm there. That's pretty sick, because that's going to be quite quick. So number 3 just needs to like grab, rotate it that way, and reset. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. We'll repeat, we'll repeat. Yeah, so I think it's the middle one, isn't it? Great. And now all we need to do is have this move through some suitable other bonding stuff. So we could have a thing here which goes like that. Right. Which has then got those two. And then we just need to have a another one which goes like this, and we'll just keep going negative, 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 yeah. Oh, except it needs to go that way, and that's our product. So now all we have to do is like probably bring it in and rotate it like that. If we go negative one more. There we go. And that, my friends, should be this one. We could probably gain some extra hexes by moving this track a little bit closer, but I think that's okay, you know. Ah, we didn't drop it. We didn't drop it. Okay, go! Excellent. Number one has to do a lot of travel in this solution, but that's not too bad. It's not too much waiting. The cycles are long, to be fair. But we're never going to get any. We're never going to get any prizes for cycles playing this game for sure. The area's looking okay. Way of the Scholar, 7 out of 10 we're up to now. Next one. Toscano, sailcloth thread. So this is an infinite chain. Now, where is our repeating element here? That's our repeating element, isn't it? Not gonna lie, this one looks a little bit horrendous, to be fair. And we've ended up with too much salt. But we do have a glyph of disposal. So that's handy. Yeah, so to create so these infinite polymers, the strategy with these is you kind of want a track which is going parallel to the polymer, and you're going to have some sort of bonding glyph to bond the next piece of the polymer to the previous piece of the polymer, and you're going to just bring the whole thing back and forward. It looks pretty cool because it kind of looks a bit like a loom, sort of going back and forth. We do not have the correct number of salt for each repeating unit, so we're definitely going to need to make use of this glyph of disposal, which we'll probably put down here. Yeah, so this is these dots at the end here indicate that it's a repeating loop, rather than something where you have to produce 6 or something. You just have to keep building something that gets bigger and bigger and bigger to infinity. So our repeating unit is 6 salt. We can grab that, and then we want to grab 2 salt off and dispose of 2 salt down here. And then we want to grab 3 of those. Right, trying to think what this needs to look like. So we're going to have here and these. Is that the easiest way to do it? It might be. Might be. Or... do you know what? Nah, there is a slightly easier way to do it. We have this curve here with an earth, right? So this makes like a lambda shape, yeah? And then we've got the same shape inverted, and then just one earth. So what we want to do is we want to make the same shape twice, disposing of 1 salt from each permutation, and then add 1 final earth, bond the whole thing up. I think that's the strat. Fine. And you want to sort of do it in a linear kind of way would be ideal, but you know, we'll sort of get to it. So let's do something like, you can live on the end actually, because what we'll do is we'll make a track, and we can have a thing which goes into there. And we will have a breaking glyph here, let's say. We grab the thing, we break it. That can just be a piston then. Or even, let's... yeah, something like that, right? We'll start with a piston arm that's already out. Start, break it, move it down. So, number 3, grab it, plus, plus. Number 2, you're going to grab from here, rotate it, extend it, reset. Okay. Number 1 needs to be then like... it's off the top here, isn't it? So we could rotate this round. After number 3 has gone plus plus, it'll be sitting here. So let's rotate it round. Okay. Almost certainly a piston, right? And we'll take all of that, move it down slightly. So. And what you want then at this point is you want one of those to be sitting there ready for it. I think we are going to want that higher. And we're going to want an arm which is long enough to reach this point here, because that's going to be where we have our glyph of bonding. And you are just going to do that and that. So number 4 is going to do a grab, rotate, and a reset. Meredith in the chat, how are you this evening? Yes, 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 for 4,000 channel points, Justy has redeemed the ears. Now, you know, I haven't really had anything particularly interesting to spend channel points on up until this point, so who knows how many channel points Justy has saved up. Could be a lot. Okay, well, when in doubt, you go for the more expensive option, right? Which is going to be to grab it, rotate it, extend it, and reset. Okay. Now, to be fair, is it even important the number 4 resets it, right? Because look, let's be real, right? That's a thing. Yeah, you extend it, drop it, move up 1, right, and grab it again. Oh, number 2, you need to drop it. Because now... 44k? 200k in some streams. Yeah. I always feel like on those streams where I have just kind of accumulated huge numbers of channel points, right? I do have a look at what is, you know, on the available for like the really high numbers of points. And when you get to like 10,000 points, 20,000 points or something, they're always something that I feel would be really disruptive to the stream. Like I know JR has something like 20,000 points, change the game we're playing. And I'm like, But everyone that's watching is come to watch that game, so it would be really, really selfish to say change the game, 20,000 point. Like, I don't know, yeah, I'd feel real wrong redeeming that. It would be kind of funny to test where how long cooldown he's set for that, right? Because usually you set those cooldowns for something like, you know, a 5-minute cooldown or something, but I don't know, maybe a troll stream for his 5-year Twitch anniversary or something. It's going to change the game every 10 minutes, use up all your channel points. Very disruptive. Okay. Number 2 I actually think wants to reset, you know. So this is grabbed. And we're going to go negative and then we're going to cartwheel it round, yeah? So we go, let's say negative twice and then we'll spin it round. This is a really good point. Before we even do this, we want to get the first earth in. Send me a postcard! I like that. That's a really good idea. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It kind of weirdly breaks the. There's a really strange. Let's say it's a little bit like the Discord, Reddit, Twitch. There's a barrier, isn't there, where as soon as you say send me a postcard, unless it's to a PO box, it's like suddenly it's very real because you're like sending something to someone's actual address, you know. And there's this kind of unspoken, there's this sort of unspoken assumption that, you know, everyone has a certain amount of anonymity. The fourth barrier. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah, breaking the fourth barrier. I mean, as I've said before, I'm saving 500k in one channel. It's a read, stream, a story. Amazing. If you are interested in hearing audio commentary, I don't know, I have just recorded the first episode of the Talos Principle, which should probably be coming out next week, I think. And there is a lot of text in that. So if you enjoy the sound of me reading incredibly complicated philosophical words, which I'm only 90% sure how to pronounce, check out the Talos Principle. Really great puzzle game as well, but even better philosophical discourse on the nature of reality. Before we do this one, I want a glyph of bonding here, and I'm going to grab this, and we want to go, we want to put it right there, don't we? So it's like rotate, rotate. Yeah, you need to kind of go back this way. It's rotate, rotate, boom, 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 reset. And then you got this. Okay, it's rotating itself too far. But that is not what it was supposed to create. We need it to rotate. We need to pivot first. Can we do it like that? Would that fit? That is okay, isn't it? Yeah, and that's more like what we want to build. So now we're going to go negative one more time and reset. Yeah, the Talos Principle. It's a good game. Yeah, it's really nice. Next then, Yeah. Because you guys need to repeat. But don't repeat that quick. Oh man, that's closer. There we go. Okay, don't worry about that right now from 1 and 2. Just chill out for a moment. Okay, what are you doing and why are you... Oh, it's because I told you to reset but not actually do anything. Yeah, okay, fine. Ah. Yep. No rotation this time. Just move it into spot. And you know what? You don't actually even need to extend this time either. You can just go negative, and you don't need to release, and you don't need to do this. There we go. Yeah, that's all you need. That is all you need. Great. And so... Right. What we need to do then... Ooh. What we need to do then is make sure that then as we continue to move these into spot... Like, we could either make that where it stays, you know, if there is enough room to fit that in. Like, does that work? Let's give it a go. Okay, why did you hit each other? Why did you hit each other? It's because you don't actually repeat, isn't it? There we go. So that should be fine now. No, you repeated too late. I like the little puff of smoke that comes out of the destructor grid there. Yeah, right, okay. On subsequent times that doesn't work. So actually we do want an extra... We do want an extra thing here that we then put the product onto. Yeah. No, what are you doing? What are you doing? So come here, minus, minus, minus. You want it 2 more minuses. And then we'll reset all of these. Okay, try that one. A little bit of debugging. Now we are 1 spot off. So hopefully this considers it a valid solution. I mean, it appears to be going faster and faster, so it appears to be agreeing that the solution is okay. But it doesn't quite line up with... But yeah, okay, cool, great. Area, pretty much on the money. Cost and cycles, a little bit on the expensive side. Next item then, we have got Venator, the buoyant cable. Okay, and then we're going to have spyglass crystal. Buoyant cable, right, we've got another infinite chain. Okay, yeah, another infinite chain. We have one sky and one iron. And our repeated unit is 10 atoms large. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. What are you trying to do to me, game? I'm not sure there is an easy way to make that. It's not super duper obvious, is it? But yeah, our repeat unit is 10 atoms in size. I suppose you bond... Yeah, okay. Okay. I suppose you're going to start with these. You're going to bond them together directly. Then that gives you 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you take one air out of it first, put it down here, and then you're going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, bond them in kind of like a little spider sort of formation, and then take the final iron, and then move it into position. So again, we're going to need like a track, and we're going to need one of those. So that's fine. But before we get anywhere near that, let's go and grab something like this, who's going to take you. And do we just want to do a track down here? Yeah, we could do an upper track. And then where is the... It's going to need to be at full extension to be able to rotate it. Which is kind of fine, because we can then bring these along and we don't need to extend them. Wait, hang on. If we bring that one at full extension... Yeah, okay, let's start with that at full. And we want the center of it to be along these lines, right? And then that can be along here. That can be just along this line. Okay. So, something like this. So number 2 is going to do a little grab. And it's going to end up with the thing being here. And then you're going to want to have it bonding sort of... kind of like in this orientation, if you want to keep the plane the same. So actually this track might be too close. We'll probably want to start with it and then maybe move it closer later. Right. And then a bonding glyph is going to want to be something like... maybe straight, actually. We'll try that. Okay. Here and go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it's going to be fine, and it's going to sort of be... well, no, we're then going to reset. Oh, even neater way of doing that, actually. Yeah, okay. No, we won't reset it. We're just going to leave it there. Yeah. Meanwhile, number 1 just goes... So can you go, like, here? Number 1 goes to here, and then we just rotate it round a few times? Yeah, that's okay. Grab 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now number 1 does need to reset, and then we're going to repeat that 4 times. There. Meanwhile, number 2 needs to do a rotate once on the release. I mean, we can do it at the start of the repeat, can't we? Rotate twice and then rotate once. Okay. And that's the first part. So then, if you were to rotate again, well actually, you sort of don't want to, you don't want that to be a repeat. Yeah. Because now you want to release it, extend it, and grab it. Right. And now what you need is you need a different bonding glyph here, right? Yaha. Okay. Okay, so we've grabbed it, we're now waiting. You, here, you grab and in and minus, reset. And you're going to do that. And meanwhile, on the reset, we're going to rotate once, rotate twice. I think that's correct. No, it's not actually correct at all. Wait, what? Nah, do you know what? We can do it. We can do it easier than that. So grab it. Literally get rid of that. No, don't get rid of it, but move it here. Yeah, just rotate it once that way. Right, get rid of that. Get rid of this and this. Right. Now number 2. Put another bonding glyph here. Number 2, it needs to reset in. Get rid of all of that. In, minus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, out. and then you reset. And then we're going to take that, and that's what we're going to copy. And after this reset, we're going to rotate it around 3 times. And now it's going to do the same thing here. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Great. So next, we now need to take this iron, and we've got to bond it to these two. So, easiest way to do that? Well, number one could bring this in. Yeah, I think it's on number one, isn't it? So number two, I think, can reset. Number one, in and plus. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it. Right, in and plus. Release, plus, 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 grab, and then you're gonna just, yeah. Release, plus, plus, plus. Right, so you grabbed it here. Right, you're gonna grab, minus, 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 something like this. Okay. So now we need a way of bonding the next repeating unit onto this unit. Okay. Now previously we just had a horizontal bonding glyph. We can't do that this time because we need one at an angle this way and one at an angle the other way. So we're going to need to add some instructions that sort of push and pull it back and forth. So if we go to this final command here, right, okay, that's where it's up to at the moment. So if we move it there, that would be enough to put it onto there, but that's not going to be quite enough. Well, for a start, it's going to mean that the whole thing is sort of in the way of itself anyway when it comes around to do the second loop. So we're going to add a lot more head minus onto it. Okay. And what we need is we need to drop this. No, do you know what, right? This is how we're going to do it. We're going to drop this. Hang on. We can drop this somewhere around here, in fact, okay? As long as we end up with something like this and this. which doesn't affect the rest of the thing. Yeah, probably better to do it that way, I guess. Not that it really makes a difference, but okay. And the whole thing, we need this not to affect the stuff. No, it does have to be that way round. Okay, that's the place to leave it. Yeah? And you'll see why in a second. So bring that back twice. What we're going to do then... Oh shoot, I didn't actually make note of where that was in the instructions. Right, that's the place to leave it. So get rid of all of that. What we're going to do there is we're going to release it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Grab this, which in the first cycle is not going to contain anything, but for every future cycle will. And then you just go plus plus. Which brings it to here, bonding it onto that. Release it. What was it? 6. So then we go the other 4, grab it again, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, reset. So it's going to grab it, pull it back, grab it, push it in, and that should work. The first time it's going to look a bit strange because it's going to grab something that isn't there, because the first cycle, the first repeating pattern doesn't have anything to bond onto. Okay, and then you're going to push that down there. The second time it's going to go through, there we go. And that makes us Buoyant Thread, I think was the name of the level. Woo, high pipe. A tiny train. There's definitely a lot of efficiencies that we could make in this level. This is not a terribly efficient one. Like, we've used 7 bonding glyphs for a repeating unit that only has 10 atoms in it. Like, pretty reasonable on area, actually. We blew the cost because we used way too many bonding glyphs. Okay, last one in issue number 2. Oh, this is important developments in seafaring. Oh, do you know what? We totally didn't read this explanation here. Thanks to the rising popularity of exploration, the act of voyaging to distant lands in order to study them, alchemical engineers have developed a variety of new materials intended for use in seafaring. In this issue, we take a look at the few of the most important of these recent inventions, which some say have greatly improved the safety of sea travel. Understood. That's why we've got like buoyant cable and sailcloth thread. So spyglass crystal is the last one from this issue. We are making a okay, it's a 3-way hexagon with then pieces here and pieces here, and we've got lead and salt. Wow. Let me think. What is the best way to break this down? I think just taking it in stages, really. Ah, we have a first-time chatter. We have Sag is not so sweet. Hello to you. Hello to you. Good to see you. Good to see you. We are celebrating 100 YouTube subscribers, and as a way of celebrating, have a sub. There we go. Some emotes for you. Okie dokie. But thank you very much for coming and joining us on our stream today. And you are also our 99th follower. 99th follower. If we can get one more follower, that would be quite a milestone. Yes, so yeah, this is in celebration of us hitting 100 subscribers over on the YouTube channel. And yeah, you should definitely check out the YouTube channel. Loads of puzzle games over there, including more of this kind of game. And yeah, so just I'm feeling in a very generous mood having hit the milestone. Okay. We are going to hit up 6 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 of the salt. What's the easiest way to tackle this? I think we just start from the center and go from there, and maybe just have one giant arm that sits like this, just rotating the thing, and other arms that feed it. Do you think? Something like that, maybe. So we're going to start with a piece of salt. Go on. Let's do it that way. Why not? Grab, rotate. And we can immediately have a bonding glyph here, which we can put just something like that on, right? Here, rotate, reset. And repeat that twice. And then after you drop, rotate this twice, rotate this twice. Okay, and then as soon as that's dropped, I think the thing we want to do is move it round this way again, yeah? Because we can grab bonding glyph here. Right, and a bonding glyph directly below it there. No, we don't want to bond the salt to it. No, it's those two, isn't it? No, that's not even correct. That's not even correct. It's more like that. Okay. So we're going to move this like here, and we need a salt to be here. Do we want to use another salt? We use our last salt? We could use our last salt. And pretty sure that would also be fine in this instance. Number 1, incidentally, is going to get rid of it by this point, yeah, and we're going to have it here. I have a feeling, you know, that I'm actually going to prefer to have this way round. So let's just rotate it the other direction. Shouldn't matter from the point of view of what we're doing. Except somehow it makes that hit. Nah, that was always going to hit before anyway. Let's do it this way around then. Wait, what? Sorry, did I miss something there? Oh, it's swinging that way around. Yeah, fine. We'll just make that a little bit larger. Because these atoms, like this thing that's then going to be here... I kind of want to do a bit of... Yeah, no, I prefer that to be a track. And we'll do it that way instead. Right, so as soon as you've moved there, you can take the last go negative, right? So a negative here, and it needed to be something like that. And then you're just going to reset. And you're going to repeat that twice. Meanwhile, as soon as that releases, number one, you're going to go in and out and spin it twice. And repeat that there and repeat that there. Something like that. Great. So that's the inner ring done. So now we need to take interestingly enough, actually, we could now just come back here, couldn't we? Because if we now go... So that's going to go plus plus anyway. Right? And like... Stop, don't repeat. But if after you go back for that one, you instead come this way, you need to have rotated for sure. Or actually, oh, even better, right? We're going to put you on a track that goes backwards one. So go negative and extend, because you need the extra room to be able to rotate anyway. Before you extend, rotate it. So number 2 needs to already be releasing by this point. Yeah. So number 2 is just a grab, a rotate, a grab, a rotate, and a reset. And we're just again going to repeat those instructions 3 times. And yeah, just spin it twice, spin it twice. Not quite, not quite. I mean, it's... I mean, that is what it is, right? We can take the whole thing and try and move it somewhat. To give that a bit more room. Oh, to be fair, actually, if we're just a little bit more sensible with the direction we rotate it, it doesn't matter. There we go. So this is starting to look pretty okay there. Oh, it's looking a bit mad, to be fair. But let's, after we rotate it, so that gets released at this point. Let's try and do a rotate this way and see where we've ended up. So we need... We need salt to be here and here, which could be dropping it onto that one and that one if this has a little track that way as well. So do you know what? I'm gonna just make sure that that's not ambiguous there, but that's pretty close to a thing anyway, right? So after that rotate is done, number 3 can make its last move inwards. Sorry, its last move negative, and we're going to drop. But to get to that point, it needs to have already moved negative. It needs to have rotated this way and picked up. Right. So we'll reset that there. Because it also needs to pick up negative, negative, and reset. Just going to drop it here. This needs to go negative, and it needs to go back positive, and probably try and rotate twice. And then that list of commands wants to get repeated. And those commands want to get repeated. And meanwhile, I need whatever number 2 is doing, I just need it to be not doing that right now. Right, you moved too early, number 3. Just going to move you down 1, move you down 1. You still moved too early. Move down 1 again. Now the rotating is going to be out of sync, but we'll cross that bridge in a second. Yes. So you all need to move down at least 2, let's say. Okay. First one coming in, next one coming in. Now you're going to move back to where it was, and you're going to rotate it that way. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Oh, this is coming together really nicely, actually. Okay. That's worked really well. We don't need those last 2 rotates. We don't need those pluses and that rotate there. Right, I tell you what we need. We now need this salt Let me think. We could... Oh, it's kind of tough, you know. If you were to rotate it back this way, I think it's going to collide. Oh, okay, well it definitely collides with number 3, so let's wait for number 3 to get out of the way. Wait, hang on. Oh, number 3 wasn't done yet. Sorry, number 3 wasn't done. Yeah, certainly our choice of where to put that first salt has somewhat hindered us now. So, does it make sense for us to literally pop the salt up here so that it's just out of the way, and then add a plus, 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 because this would then give us a chance to just put an arm and a bond here. So if I go all of these, and I just move them down 1, 2, 3, 4, let's say. Okay, take this, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully that should all still work. Okay, but now we move that to here. Oh, it means our resets are all going to be wrong. Does number 1 reset at all? Oh, thankfully it doesn't appear to. Okay, good. So we'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4. And that should still allow this to work. That's fine. We just need to go minus minus a couple of times first. Great. Well, that's brilliant, because now we rotate it 1. Yeah, that's fine, because these arms already have bonds on them, so we could put a bond here and that would be totally fine. So let's put a bonding glyph there, let's put a thing here. Like, I don't think an arm on its own will... I think that will collide, but we can certainly try it. Grab, rotate, reset, and that needs to be down here. Oh my word, it actually fits! You what? Okay. Well, I just need to repeat that twice, and then after you drop it, rotate that twice, and rotate it twice again. And that just needs to be a thing, not a... Oh, not quite. Right, it's kind of... It reached the end of its track, which is kind of annoying, so you need to rotate it a couple of times. But we have our product right there. So where can we drop it? Where can we drop it? I guess we could drop it, like, if we go 1, 2, 3, That's fine. So it'll be like plus 1, 2, 3 and just reset. And it's going to be like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So it'll be like 1, 2. Yeah, that'll be it. Okay, cool. Hype's in the chat. Let's go. Oh no! What's gone wrong? Stop. Why has that not worked? Oh dear, something's gone horribly wrong. We've got extra bonds coming in. Where did that bond come from? That's not supposed to be there. So at this point, everything is fine still. Oh, you moved it back. Oh, that's where it went wrong. Okay, hang on. This is fixable. This is fixable. Yeah, what we need is we need it to go like that. Something like that. So it's like an extra... It just means that there's an extra step in it. Wait, what? Oh, because now there's an extra step all the way from the start. Oh, no good, mate. Wait a minute. What if we just shorten that by 1? Because the rest of this doesn't really interact with anything else. What if we shorten that by 1? That looks a lot more promising, doesn't it? Lovely. Okay, cool. And this is going to be the last problem from issue 2 of the journal. And should get us an achievement for our troubles as well, hopefully. I think, because I think this will be our 10th journal problem that we've solved. Incidentally, whilst we are waiting for this to come through, it's a perfect opportunity to also plug the Discord. So come along and have a chat in between streams if you have recommendations for games that you'd like to see played. I really enjoy puzzle games, I enjoy Metroidvanias, I enjoy environmental puzzlers, and I especially enjoy games that somewhat blur the line between puzzle games and Metroidvanias. Cost we did really well on, area right on the money. Perfect. And we got an achievement for doing 10 of these journal puzzles. We're then on to issue number 3, Secrets of Colvin Industry. So this is a Rivari's wheel, similar to Bolero's wheel. The rise of House Colvin is the cause of much speculation, but only now are we beginning to understand how a series of key innovations helped fuel its rapid expansion. Though far more research is needed to see the full picture, even from a cursory glance it is clear that Colvin's strong dedication to alchemical development led directly to its formidable strength. So Rivari's wheel is a bit like Valera's wheel, except it's the metals rather than the elements. Then what have we got here? Lubricating filament, resonant crystal. That looks horrible. Refined bronze. Yeah, copper and tin. Very clever. And an ablative crystal. Well, let's have a look. So we're going to get a couple things of mercury and 1 lead. And a glyph of projection. So let's think. I think we make the gold first. Yeah, I think we make the gold first and step down the table, to be fair. I think 1 quicksilver for, yeah, okay. So here, here, and here for you guys. And then that's going to drop us the metals out this side. And then what we want to do is we want to take those metals. Yeah, we basically want to take those metals and well, can we literally just make a bonding glyph here? Yeah? If I do something like... no, that arm needs to be longer, but looks sort of okay. Oh, not working? What, is that Discord link not working? Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, let me put an updated link in. There we go. Try that link instead. I thought I'd set that link to not expire, but it appears it didn't. Well, it appears it didn't not expire. So there we go. Okay. So I think... yeah, maybe just... I don't even think we need it to be terribly long, to be fair. Something like this. And then we're just going to rotate that round. And that's probably there enough. And the last one we'll take out will be the lead. Nope, can't put that on that side. We're going to want to have that here, isn't it? So lead, quicksilver. So when you rotate that, it'll be that way around. We'll take that there. So number 3 is going to go here, and we're just going to move it round like that. Number 2 can just be one of those. Number 1. Grab, rotate, drop, rotate, rotate, grab. And then you're going to rotate it, drop it, just take those. So that gives you your first one, and as a reminder, we go first, second, third, fourth, fifth. You want to do it 5 times. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 makes gold. So at that point you want to reset. And what we're going to do is we're then going to repeat that instruction, except now you want to get rid of one of the sets. And we're going to repeat that instruction again, so that makes silver. That one makes, I think it's copper. Iron. And tin. Okay, and then you are just gonna, you can ignore it, right? Because number 3 at some point can go and grab the iron. And in fact, actually, number 3 could grab an iron whilst you are doing that and rotate the iron round this way, and then we could actually go iron first. Couldn't we? Yeah. So let's... I have just put all of those instructions in number 3 when actually it should have been in number 1. Blah. So the new link that I just put in is valid for 7 days, yeah, because I didn't want to fiddle around too. I just chose the default settings. I wanted to do it fairly quickly whilst we're on stream. But I will try and fiddle around with the bot to get it a non-expiring link. Because yeah, that's pretty inconvenient, because that link is what I've been pasting in the description of all of the YouTube videos as well, so... Never mind. Okay. So number 3, at this point here, number 3 is going to grab it, put it here, and just reset. But before we do that, at some point, after you have grabbed this, move here, grab this, 1, 2, 3, 4, and drop it, right? And then you can rotate that round that way. That just needs a reset. So that gets you the lead straight off the bat. And then number 3 just needs to worry about grab, rotate. Sorry. What am I doing here? Yeah, no. This then just needs to rotate every time that resets. So here, 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 and here. And then this one again, except we don't need the rotate. All we need is you just pop it in, and that's a reset on all of those. Okay, can we get it purely theoretical without doing any debugging at all? Let's see. So far, so good. Hey, very good. I think that's not going to be too bad in terms of area either. Like, I think there's obviously hexes that you can shave. What have you got? You never expected. Very good. Oh, pretty much bang on the money for area and cost. Love it. Okay, next item. So the lubricating filament is a very, very similar problem to the one we did in issue number 2. Refined bronze looks interesting. Ooh, it's not a nice... It's not a nice repeat unit, but let's have a go. E. Wong. So that's... Oh. You what? Oh, gross. So we're starting with 2 absolutely horrendous looking rings that we've got to break apart, calcify the fire. We are only looking for tin and copper. Well, we've got tin here. Oh man, I kind of hate it. Okay. So the repeat unit, 6 atoms, fine. We can take the tin straight off. Copper is going to require going through iron first. We have a projection glyph here. And to get from tin to reactive cinnabar, to get from tin to copper is 2 mercury. So we're going to have 2 mercury, 2 mercury, and then the spare 2 mercury required to take these 3 and move them out. Okay, at least we don't have any. At least we don't have any kind of leftover salt then. So we have these 3. We're then going to take another lot of these 3, right? And that leaves us with 6 salt and 2 fire. We calcify the fire using a calcification glyph, bond it up to make that. These, we take 2 mercury for 1 tin, 2 mercury for 1 tin, 2 mercury for 1 tin. That requires 3 lots of this ring, which is just 3 more of these. Tri-stabilized salt. Okay. Best way to set about breaking all this up. It's a good question. What is the easiest way to set about breaking this up? Well, considering the mercury first, we could put a bonding glyph to bond this, to try and bring that up, and then a breaking glyph here, so we could break this, and then rotate, and then rotate, and what we'd end up with is we'd break that, and we'd break that, and then we move it up. So let's start with that, and we're going to want it from the we're going to want it from here. So we'll take this and take this and go here, plus plus, and then rotate twice, rotate twice. No good. You need to move I see. It's taking all of those, taking every rotation, isn't it? It's taking every rotation. Okay. Easier then. Right. You then go minus, rotate it twice, plus. Minus, rotate it twice, plus. Yeah. There we go. Right. Now, I mean, maybe it doesn't matter, because maybe we should be just taking the mercury off as it becomes available. But the problem is then the salt's not going to become available. Or will it? Because maybe the salt will bond faster. Ah, it certainly would if we rotated it the other direction. Ah, well that's going to bond all your mercury to it as well. Yeah, no, that's not really what we're trying to achieve. Ah! Right. So no, let's go with something like that, yeah? Because then if we continue the track, yeah, we could then take these, we could then take these off, couldn't we? Because we could then have another glyph of breaking here. Or indeed, a glyph of breaking here, right? Don't do that. Do plus plus instead. Oh no, now you've bonded that onto there. No, so that's no good. Right. I mean, we could rotate it to the left. Rotate it to the left a couple of times, and then it's... one of those things that's like... Whoops, oh no. That's not what we want. Yeah, because if we take that and we rotate the whole thing 3 times, then suddenly we could have a glyph of breaking here and something taking our mercury away, couldn't we? We could have a glyph of breaking there and a track which runs along here. And this could be like our mercury factory. Yeah, and then that thing could sit up there, couldn't it? And then meanwhile, this thing, the factory for this thing can be up here with another sort of set of tracks this way. Yeah, with a piston like here, and then that's the bin. The bin sort of sits in the middle between both of these ideas, and then we move that up to there, and then these come into play somehow. Right. So you need to grab and probably rotate it round that way, I imagine. Or gonna go lurker mode. 2 hours ahead, time to sleep. Thanks for coming along to the stream, Justy. It's been really great to have you here. Okay, move that way. Rotate twice. No. Why did that not work? Oh, okay. No reason for that to rotate so quick. Ah, that's now going to be a bit of a problem. Can we rotate it the other way and avoid that? We can. Very handy, very handy. Good. Good. So, this thing here, ideally, and we'll just pop the spare one like here or wherever. Yeah. So we're going to drop it. So go and reset, grab, and I don't know, drop it like there, and then grab the last one, and then if you can drop it there, that's ideal. Deep. Right. No. After you've done the last move, perfect. Reset. So that's our junk, and we have 3 isolated mercury. Perfect. Now, let's focus on this thing over here. We're going to want something, spoiler alert, fairly similar. Although not entirely similar. We could probably start... could start by calcifying it, to be fair. But yeah, no, that'll come. That'll come at some point. But yeah, I'm sensing it's going to be something very similar to what we had up here, with a track that goes a couple ways this way and some bonding glyphs and some breaking glyphs. So the bonding glyph ended up being in line with this, and the breaking glyph ended up being this way. And what happens if I literally copy some code right here? So unfortunately this needs to go the other way around. So it's more like something like that. There's probably an easier way to rotate that round, but yeah. And I think because it's a mirror image, it probably wants to go this way. But let's have a look at what that does. So what we've ended up there is good, except for the fact that we also need to break this out. So best way to break that out, because we do want that to bond. I tell you how, we do it that way. So we do an extra plus in here and an extra minus afterwards. Yeah? I like it. I like it. So you rotate and then you go plus plus minus minus. Something like this. No, that is not what we want. It's not what we want. Like, it's kind of funny that it's doing nothing now. So we want that bond. Oh, well, if we rotate it, actually... No, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. It's almost that instead, isn't it? Except for the fact that you're now gonna yeah, you're now gonna get into different problems. I mean, we could work with that, of course, but I'd rather it'd be neater not to have to. Because I mean, if we're going to do that, we might as well just move it over here, and then we're not really copying the thing that we had anymore, right? Like, okay, what if we literally did just create something like that? So we grab it, we still need the breaking glyph here, yeah, and we want the bonding glyph there. What if we rotated that from the start? So grab it, minus, minus. Okay. But then had another... Yeah, nah, if we're going to do that, we might as well just move it one further over, you know, and then just keep it out of the way. So just give it an extra minus. Right, so now it's just out of the way. So that's, like, fine. It's sort of doing its thing. What we need then is we want to kind of have that track go like that and a breaking glyph here. Yeah. So we bond that, but break that, and then go plus again. And then I think we rotate it twice. Nope, that's not it. Oh man, I'm making a mess of this. I'm making a real mess of this one. I feel like we were closer with what we had before, but maybe we just need to move it out another one. Like, with infinite space, any problem is solvable, right? So rather than a rotate, you need to give it an extra plus, and then a rotate, and then a minus. Okay, and then we're going... like, trying to repeat that. Okay, starting again. Sometimes you just gotta trash what you have and just take it back to the start. Okay. Let's start just by bonding these up, and then we can unbond all of the edges. Yeah? So that's a pretty reasonable place to start. So we're just going to go here and pull this out, and we're going to go grab 1, 2, 3, spin, spin. And we actually only need to do 2. Spin, spin. Great. And that can also be where we have our first breaking glyph as well, yeah? Except for the fact that no, it needs to be at least... If we spin it the other way, it would be fine. Bing, 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 bing. Perfect. Right. Now we can go... Yeah, fine. Now we can go and unbond these tin, right, in turn. So we're going to go minus, minus, plus, rotate. Okay, but that rotate, it doesn't need to be that quick, right? It doesn't need to be that quick because... yeah. Right, and this is the point where we start thinking about where's the next bit going to be. Do we actually want this arm to be up the top? No, I don't think so, because this is what's going to put it into the garbage. Oh, Matthew van der Vander in the chat. Actually, just now find your UI UX analysis videos. They are very interesting. Thank you very much. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, I have an original YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/thatdesignfeel. It is more it's less of a fun channel, it's less of a gaming channel, it's more of me actually offering some of my professional advice to people. I haven't uploaded it in ages, and the reasons for that are very complicated, because I started that channel with sort of very bold and big ideas about, you know, giving young designers the benefit of my experience, and the fact that it's video game related is kind of by the by, because software design is software design, you know, and it's not really... There's obviously a big difference between indie software design and like working in a huge development team, but broadly speaking, my view is that when you're designing end user software, sort of with a goal, software rather than video game software, actually a lot of the lessons that you can learn from video game design will help you a lot in creating good software design. And I thought that was very interesting and worth exploring, and I didn't really see very many other channels kind of in that space. Where I became a little bit unstuck was the fact that to create something genuinely novel and interesting takes an incredible amount of time, and I kind of got a little bit disillusioned with the YouTube algorithm, like giving me sort of... It's very disheartening when you spend like, you know, 50 hours editing a video up or 100 hours editing a video up, and it's not so much that people weren't watching the videos, it's like the YouTube algorithm wasn't offering them to people to watch, right? I've had a couple of videos get like 1,000 views or something because someone vaguely famous shared them. Particularly Noxious, who's a Magic the Gathering streamer, shared one of my videos. But aside from that, most of the views are actually coming in from LinkedIn, of all places, because I tended to share the videos on my LinkedIn page. But yeah, I'm glad you found them interesting. I haven't uploaded there in quite a while, to be fair. And I do kind of enjoy doing this more, to be honest. Okay. Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. I know how all that goes, became pretty disillusioned with YouTube algorithms, spending a lot of time on videos. Yeah, it's a real grind, and I don't mind the grind so much, but the thing is, the thing that really, really kind of made me sort of go, yeah, this isn't good anymore, is when you see... And this is not any of the big creators, because all of the really big creators, they wouldn't be able to get away with this anyway. But when you're on something like r/UX design or r/user experience, and you've put, you know, 100 hours into editing a video, and you share that video on r/UX design, and it gets downvoted because it's self-promotion or because people think you're making points that aren't interesting, I suppose, I don't know. that is kind of very sort of, you know, okay. And then, and the thing is, but then you see like these designers who are younger than me, so less experienced in their career, selling courses for $150 a go, and the courses are just like pre-recorded videos, you know, 8 videos or 10 videos or whatever, and they're all incredibly trite and obvious and uninteresting. This makes me sound really bitter. But it's not a question of bitterness, because these creators are doing exactly what they need to do to be successful. I suppose it's bitterness towards the algorithm more than anything else, but to an extent, it's more a question of finding something I would rather do with my time, you know? Because I certainly started the first channel with an altruistic view that I would try and give some interesting insights, and maybe I would help teach some people some design principles along the way. Playing video games instead is a lot more of a, it's more of an ephemeral affair, you know? You had the same reaction to the successful game design YouTubers, and I try not to seem bitter. Yeah, sure. No, I mean, I'm not bitter towards the creators at all. Not at all, you know. I'm somewhat disillusioned by the robot overlords that create the situation in which channels that are basically just regurgitating content from other channels are successful, and channels that have, or that at least try to, like, I never claimed to be, you know, original or interesting. I can only say that I tried to be original and interesting. Like, at least all of the videos that I put up there are genuinely my own content, and they're genuinely from my own experience of doing software design. The most popular game design YouTuber there is had never even tried to make a video game until a couple of years ago now. I have no idea who you could possibly be talking about. I have no idea who you could possibly be talking about. That particular creator, I do find them quite entertaining, to be fair. And I do think that, I mean, I'm in a sort of similar boat, right? Because whilst I do work in video game design, I don't work in video game design at all. Sorry, that was a total misspeak. Whilst I do work in software design, I've never worked in the video game industry. You know, so yeah, I'm in sort of a similar situation, but the point of my channel was never really to talk about video game design. It's all a subtle metaphor for software design that I'm using examples from video games to illustrate. So I don't know if that kind of puts me in the same camp or not, to be fair. But like, it's mostly because the work that I actually do, I can't actually talk about in any detail whatsoever, really, like, as is incredibly common in the software industry. So I use examples from video games that are somewhat analogous to other work that I have done, but not in the video game space. I don't know. But then again, I mean, you know, you have been there and done it, Matthew, right? I mean, as a video game designer, I would be incredibly interested to hear your take on some of the random thoughts that I've had over the years on that main channel. I call it a main channel. I mean, as I say, don't really post on there. I do have 250 subscribers on there, which is more than I thought I would get on it, to be fair. But overall, like, you know, having kids and stuff, it really sucks your time away. And, you know, streaming and creating content for YouTube is a much more sustainable thing that I can do on a schedule spending 100 hours editing a video up, just not doable with my current schedule with kids and such like. Focusing on a small subset of the overall design that you do have significant expertise in. Thank you. The thing that my favourite video, my absolute favourite video, the one I was most proud of, was the Outer Wilds video I did, because I decided to really zero in on one particular UI element and tried to explain at that kind of level 400 why that particular widget was well designed, rather than trying to take the whole UI as a whole. That video took quite a long time to put together. The graphics are so rough because I've literally like sketched them in paint because I cannot draw at all. Like, yeah. No good. We are going to get... This arm only needs to go that far. So we're going to stop that there. And we're going to grab another arm here, which can grab these and probably just move them out of the way for now. So we went here. You're going to grab and... Do you know what? We're going to put you on a track. We'll put you on a different track, though. Right, number 4. 1, 2, 3. We're just going to make a line of them here. Grab. 1, 2, 3. And reset. And you did a rotate here. Well, you can grab. And we'll just do 1, 2 and reset. And then grab. And then literally just like 1. Reset. Okay, so we're going to put you guys all here, and you go plus rotate. Right, and then after you've moved here, you need to go also negative, positive. And you're basically going to do the same thing again, like here. Perfect. Now, you don't need to go positive anymore, number 3. You're just going to rotate twice. Lovely. Calcification glyph there. And go negative, in, and... No, do you know what? You don't need to go in. No, we don't need that. Whoops! We don't need that. We just need this whole thing to just move there, because it doesn't interact with it otherwise. Great, so rotate it once, and then extend and drop. Oh, that's sick! Did you see that? They boom, boom. Oh, that's pretty nice. Okay, I like that. So now what we have is we have 3 tins and 3 mercuries, and these could repeat to get us 6 tins and 6 mercuries. Okay, you're going to check out the Outer Wild one for sure. You just watched the one talking about the MTG Match Blade revision. Yeah, that was a pretty recent-ish one. Yeah, I mean, yeah, so you see what I mean, in the sense that it's not really talking about like the design of Magic the Gathering. It's like, here is a menu system and here is how I would have laid these icons out, you know, to try and make it a little bit more discoverable. Okay. Number 4 is, conveniently enough, right where we need it to be. So we're going to start with that. You wouldn't say your UI UX understanding is very good, you have a lot to learn. The menus in Taiji were very basic, and if the complexity increased much more, I don't think the overall design would have worked. Yeah, I mean, Taiji is very light on UI elements, you know, but like, I think I mentioned in my stream a couple of bits and pieces about like how, because I think my only criticism of Taiji from an accessibility point of view is I'm not sure how well it would play if you were colorblind. But aside from that, like there isn't really very much UI at all to worry about. So yeah. I mean, I don't know. Does Taiji have any accessibility colorblindness options? I mean, the choice of, you know, we spoke on stream about the fact that your choice of colors was to try and increase the contrast as best as possible between, what is it, the hover state, the solve state, and the unsolved state. But yeah, one of those things, isn't it? So I didn't really have a point to make, I was just sort of bringing it up. Right, number 4 then. I have a feeling that let's start making we could start making copper and dropping it off, or yeah, let's start making copper and dropping it off. Oh shoot, I've just seen the time as well, and I'm not sure we're going to get to the end of this one. Try to pick decent colours, no additional colour accessibility options. You can think of a couple things that would probably help. Never got round to it. Yeah, that's fair enough. But yeah, I mean, you know, the nature of the way that Taiji is, you know, you don't have to worry about things like dialogue and subtitles, and therefore subtitle fonts and sizes and backgrounds, and yeah, and as far as menus go, the video that I half wrote, sort of the latest one that I have in draft, is one about equipment screens. Because equipment screens are a really, really interesting use case for explaining user flows. Because items in an inventory, think like an RPG, right? Like Dragon Age Inquisition or something like that. You've got various different views on the same data in your database, or however you store the data, right? You have a list of items, and some of those items are consumable and some of those are equipable. So in a game like Dragon Age Origins, you have an equipment screen where you are equipping items to your character, so you need a view on your inventory from that screen. You also have shops where you need a view on the same items, but the view is different and you're interested in different properties of those items. Now, you might be very interested, and one of my bugbears with RPGs is when it's really not clear which items or which instance of each item you currently have equipped, or how the equipment you're trying to sell compares to the equipment you currently have equipped. And it amazes me that the industry hasn't gravitated towards a single, you know, they've not converged towards a single solution to this problem. If you play RPGs, everyone seems to solve this problem like in their own way. The difference between your item screen, your equipment screen, and your shop screen, and how you handle that. And the use cases are different for different games. Like a game like Final Fantasy VII, where you have one piece of armour and one weapon for each person, and your weapons are specific to each character, it's going to be a very different solution to something like Fire Emblem Three Houses, where you have 9 people all on the battlefield at the same time, and there's also the ability to swap equipment between different characters. Because that's also another really big thing, isn't it? It's like, do you have one shared inventory that all of your characters have access to, or does each character have their own inventory? Fire Emblem's the only game I've played that uses the latter, but it's a very interesting system, very intricate as well. So that was that's the video that I kind of have like in a draft format at the moment, but it's been it's been 12 months so far that I've been working on that video, and don't expect it anytime soon, ultimately. Okay, number 4 is going to go grab, and actually not negative, it's going to go rotate, 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 and then reset. Meanwhile, number 2 can drop that in there. And at this point then, we can do a rotate, 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 and a reset. And then we want to go and grab this one and put it somewhere, because we only want to create one copper at a time. But you found it cool to compare the material equipment menus between Final Fantasy VII Original and the remake. Fair. Do you know what, right? There's genuinely a really, really subtle but absolutely amazing, in the original Final Fantasy VII, a really good example of a user flow journey, okay? Because when you enter the equipment screen and then you press the back button, which I believe in the original was X, it takes you back to the main menu. If you enter the equipment screen and then change the equipment you're equipped and then press the back button, it doesn't take you to the main menu, it takes you to the materia screen instead. And that is like the earliest example in a video game I've been able to find. And if you're in the YouTube in future, leave a comment below if you know of an earlier example, but it's the earliest example I can find where the context of what happened in a menu changes where a user input takes you afterwards. Very simple, like in 2023 thinking, incredibly simple, but in like 1997 thinking, it's kind of like, well, they've changed their equipment, so of course they're going to navigate back to the home menu and then they're going to go to their materia menu, you know? So yeah, but a designer had to make that decision at some point, and it's really interesting. I spend way too much time thinking about nonsense like that. Number 4 is slightly out of sync. I'm going to move it. Number 4 is still out of sync a touch. Right, hang on. So what is going wrong here? Number 3 is not quite in the correct spot. Is that it? No, I'm getting my mercury and my tin the wrong way around. So yeah, no, you're gonna need to just go minus, 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 and we'll just do a minus, minus. Okay? Yeah, is that okay? Right, so it's number 2 that needs to go here. Yeah, you're gonna have an extra one there. And then number 2 is going to put the final mercury just here. Okay. Number one, you need to be out by one cycle. No? What? Hang on, what? Why are you... Move out by one. Okay, good stuff. Well, my friends, I'm afraid we're out of time for today's stream, but it's been an absolute pleasure hanging out with you, and yeah, really enjoyed our conversation as always, Matthew. Do you know what? I tell you what we should do. We should get a Would you like to be interviewed as part of the main channel? And I'll have. I mean, I've only got 250 subs on that channel, so it would barely count. It would barely count as advertising. But I would love to get you on for a conversation at some point for half an hour or something, and chat about some of the stuff that you did with Taiji and some of this stuff. Anyway, I will see you guys very soon. You said the thing Remake cleaned up a lot was the process of swapping material between different party members. Yes. Do you know what? That was always a sticky point in the original. There's a bit of discoverability issues since you have to notice the controller button prompt that says swap, but it has a use case that just was a pain in the original game. Thanks to the stream, you know nothing of Opus Magnum, so you remain unspoiled. So this is very much end game content. This is after the main game. This is after the optional post game puzzles. This is like the post game puzzles. So yeah, we're going deep. We're going deep, and these are getting harder very quickly as well. There's like 7 more levels of this, so whoa, we'll see how we get on. Anyway, we're going to be playing this game for several weeks yet. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming along today. If you're watching on YouTube in the future, thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe for the next episode, and I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye. For those of us still on Twitch, I know that... thank you very much, Matthew. Thank you very much. I would love to get you... I'd love to get you on the channel. Let's see who we...